Smart24, driving business.
A very good morning and welcome to Smart Means Business. It is exactly 10 minutes past 7 a.m. and very delighted for you to be a part of today's edition of Smart Means Business. And of course, there is a lot of stories that is happening all around the country, the entire globe at large, and also the continent at the same time. But of course, the ultimate question is that how do you derive purpose into these whole aspects that are happening all here and there? And of course, one of the big stories that has been trending all over was Uganda finally to be having the bank of the governor, let me say that. So it has finally been resolved. But of course, before we get into any further details in relation to that, let's first of all take a look at what's making headlines within the local press. I do have the New Vision and I do have the Daily Monitor at the same time. And of course, finally, the appointment of Dr. Michael Tingigo as the governor of the Bank of Uganda ends a period of waiting for 1,114 days since the death of his predecessor. So there is a lot that has been said about him, as we shall see as we proceed along. And then General Muhoozi supporters march to Parliament flops. Now, the protesters tasked the members of parliament to respect the CDF and stop the graft, and they also want the speaker to rein in a rowdy of the lawmakers. So a lot has been written about this whole experience here on the second page of the Daily Monitor. Just grab yourself a copy to find out the further details. And then the government reports 6 new cases of Ebola virus. Now, the Ministry of Health has urged the public to remain vigilant about and report any individuals exhibiting symptoms consistent with Ebola to the nearest health facility and call a toll-free line, which has also been indicated. So just grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor to find out the further details into that. And Uganda made herbal medicines pass clinical trials. This is according to the government scientists reporting that. And then the one term that handed Atingigo the top Bank of Uganda job, and there is a lot that, of course, that has been written about him. And what awaits the new Bank of Uganda governor? Now, the reports here say that the duo will take over offices when the 2 transactions that were related to the debt service payment of $6.134 that is $1 million to the World Bank were stolen from the Bank of Uganda and paid a company called the Broadway Company Limited through a bank in Japan called MUFG. That is on September 12th, 2024. And also we take a look at Professor Nwagaba's rise to the central bank leadership. There is a lot that has been written about him. And then the Bank of Uganda's 1,114 days without a governor. What has it been like? It has all been stated out here when you grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor. And then experts have come out to welcome the new governor and the deputy governor of the Bank of Uganda. And then still in the national news, Chigezi eats big in Zaija, Nwagaba appointment. Now, President Museveni has appointed Dr. Zaija as the Deputy Chief Justice, and Professor Nwagaba was announced as the Deputy Governor of the Bank of Uganda. This according to the report. So just grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor to find out the further details that are entailed into that. And then court gives a ULS boss a last chance to take plea. And of course, further insights in relation to who the new Deputy Chief Justice Jaser is, in case you want to find out who is the new Deputy Chief Justice, that is Jaser. It has all been stated. And then first civilian in court martial could be the last to leave. Of course, this according to Vesige. And now the General Court Martial was created in 2005, the same year that Dr. Besigye returned from exile to take on President Museveni in the presidential polls. So there is a lot that has been written about that whole experience. And then Parliament votes no Deputy Chief Justice, 31 judges. And then Besigye goes on hunger strike. Now, multiple sources told the newspaper last evening that four-time presidential aspirant has also refused to see his lawyers. That is according to what is being reported. And then locals turn to village savings groupings as banks lose appeal. Now, some of the members withdrew their savings in December, and some have started their own businesses. So locals are turning up to the village savings groups as banks are losing appeal. So what does that mean to the financial sector of this country when it comes to its involvement and responsibility when it comes to determining economic growth and development? And then government extends FMD quarantine, that is in Amuru, and the demands that await Museveni as he embarks on Chigezu PDM tour. They have all been listed down here. And then Masaka journalists demand release of detained colleague. Now, of course, they say that Jimba has been repeatedly detained by the police over the past month for allegedly defaming a candidate in the race to succeed outgoing West Buganda Diocese Bishop, that is Henry Katumba Tamale. So there is a lot that has been written about that. And then Rotarians give a facelift to a dilapidated Ginger School. And then the struggles diabetic and hypertensive patients face, they have all been written down. Now, the healthcare experts attribute the rising number of diabetes and the hypertension cases in Germany due to poor lifestyle habits. Yeah, so the causes of the hypertension cases in Germany as a result of the poor lifestyle habits, that is according to what has been observed. And then locals accuse health workers of exploitation. Now, the locals say that most affected are the pregnant women in these incidents. And then we take at the myths that frustrate the fight against malnutrition. Now, according to the report, 14.2%, that is in Otuka district in Lango sub-region, has the highest number of households facing severe food shortages, that is within the country. That is 14.2%. Otuka district, that is in Otuka district in the Lango sub-region, has the highest number of malnutrition-related cases. Okay, and then when we come into the opinion section, Donald Trump, corrupt Uganda and its proud political illiterates. There is a lot that has been written about that. Somebody has come out to have that opinion. Now, many Ugandans angrily crying out to the United States government, saying that they were going to die as a result of the aid freeze. Okay. And then somebody says the urgent need for insurance in rugby and professional sports. Why is it really very important? There is a lot that has been written about that. And then the role of parents, that is the letter of the day, the role of the parents, more than just paying school fees. So what lies ahead? There is a lot that has been said about. And also somebody says that let's professionalize the emceeing industry. Yeah, somebody has come out to say that, and I try to give him a thought as you grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor to find out the details. Now, getting into the prosper section, a USSD technology racing against the clock. Now, the text-based interface of the USSD does not offer interactive experiences. Now, as more people use smartphones, mobile banking applications are replacing USSD for faster and safer transactions. That is according to what has been observed in there. And then from local to global trade, cracking the export game. Now, improving packaging and adhering to global standards are crucial to unlocking the full potential of Uganda's exports. Some of the experts have come out to really shed a light onto that. And of course, the question here is who hasn't stressed over school fees? Now, this financial strain is forcing many children to drop out of school prematurely, cutting short their educational journey that has been talked about. Okay, and then proceeding along here in the company news, Uganda retains fourth slot in ABSA index. Now, according to the index, Uganda's score has increased to 63, driven by its strong macroeconomic performance transparency. So there is a lot that has been listed, and Uganda is set to roll out a green bond framework that is by 2024-2025 financial year, allowing the country to raise capital for projects focused on environmental sustainability. Now, this will provide an avenue for financing renewable energy, climate resilience, and other green initiatives that has been highlighted out. Okay, and now proceeding along, here we see how the ECOP revived Kabajo Memorial School. How did that happen? Just grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor. Now, from the perspective, they say that Africa needs mineral security too. Now, just as food security is understood as universal nutrition, mineral security must support the universal needs. So there is a lot that has been written. But of course, just a few facts that you need to understand is that Africa produces 30 million tons of mineral fertilizer annually, but exports most of it, accounting for just 3 to 4% of global consumption. Similarly, Africa consumes only 5% of the global cement production, despite accounting for about 18% of the world's population, says the authors. According to that, so grab yourself a copy to get the details that are falling into that. Now, still into the prospective side, let me take a look at my time as we proceed along. Yeah, still have some minutes. Still from the prospective side, the guiding artificial intelligence development toward shared progress. Now, as a revolutionary technology, they say that artificial intelligence must be mastered and directed towards shared progress by reconciling innovation with imperatives of sovereignty, social and environmental responsibility. Now, since global alignment is key, now, this month, Artificial Intelligence Action Summit in Paris comes at just the right time. So let us see. There is details that have actually been written in relation to that, the artificial intelligence. And then in other stories, how court ruling affects Ruto's agenda in the House. Now, the court, while making its decision, did not indicate the timeline within which its orders are to be adhered, really put out there. And then the divide that South Africa's New Land Act seeks to bridge has been also written about. We see that 60 million whites, who make up 8% of South Africa's population of 60 million, own nearly 26 million hectares, about 3/4 of privately owned land. That is according to the research to that. And then from the international side, Russia plays hardball on Ukraine peace talks. Now we see in Putin's June 14th, 2024 speech to his foreign ministry, he demanded that Ukraine must stop its North Atlantic, that is the NATO organization ambitions. That's what necessarily, that's the entire discussion by Putin, calling upon Ukraine to put aside the ambitions, the NATO ambitions to be put aside. Now, marriages in China plunged by a record in 2024. There is a lot that has also been written about that. And then from the sports side, first Bain in pursuit of the Vipers. There is a lot that has been written about that. And then Cricket Cranes clinical to stay perfect in HK. A lot has been written about that. And then Southpaw Junju ready to face. That is Uzbekistan rival. Let's wait and see how that will be into that. And now proceeding along with the new vision, what lies ahead for the new Bank of Uganda bosses? Now experts react profiles of appointees inside. And then according to the education review still, primary classes should end at 3 p.m. That's what is being suggested. And then controversy over RDC transfers. And then why the PLU march to Parliament was actually halted. A lot has been written about that. Then proceeding along with the new vision, UDC ready to help agriculture entrepreneurs to develop. Now, about 4,000, that is the number of direct jobs created by the Uganda Development Corporation so far. That is according to the research. And then police hand teachers seen a caning student in a viral video. This happened in Intungamo district. Very absurd. And then First Lady to release the UCE results today. Now, of course, after months of waiting, the 2024 Uganda Certificate of Dedication results will be released today. Authorities on this particular one. Now, the Uganda National Examination Board said in a statement yesterday that the results will be released by the First Lady and the Minister for Education and Sports, that is Ms. Janet Museveni, during a function at a state house in Nakasero. Okay, and then on top of that, the Commission wants school time to be slashed. And then a police probe Mpanga gang linked to Budo Police. Now, the Deputy Kampala Metropolitan spokesperson, that is Luke Oisiye, revealed that authorities have arrested a major drug supplier identified as Muhammad Ali, who was allegedly distributing marijuana to school-going children. You know, there has been written that is about him. And then controversy erupts over transfer of the RDCs. There is a lot that has been written about that. And then President Museveni commits 1.5 billion Ugandan shillings, that is to empowering the PWDs. Now, President Yoweri Museveni urged beneficiaries to take charge by distributing the funds among their members, emphasizing the government's commitment to inclusive development. Now, we still know that the government is determined to enhance social transformation and also improve household incomes. So you must be included in all ways possible. And 100 individuals will benefit each year, and you will decide how much you get accordingly. These are words from the president. He told the persons with disabilities to actually take charge, and he committed to invest 1.5 billion to empower the persons with disabilities in Kampala. And then, of course, there is a whole discussion of what lies ahead of the new Bank of Uganda bosses. It has all been written in here. And then there is a section about Professor Alex Bashaba, the Director General of Tabken Consults on Development and Fellow of and Caribbean Business School, described the appointment of Professor Nwagaba as timely. That is what he said. And there has been a list of the Bank of Uganda governors since 1966, all written here. So grab yourself a copy to find out that related information. Okay. And then Lions in Uganda support children with cancer. Now, Hill celebrated life-changing projects being implemented by the Lions in Uganda as all being put in here. And then borders leading cause of road accidents, that is according to the report. And with the government innovation, what border riders later say as a result of that. And then the PLU march to Parliament stops midway. Why did that happen? There is a lot that has been written about that. And then why the Electoral Commission extending voter register update exercise. Why is Electoral Commission extending voter register update exercise? There is a huge question about that. Now, the Electoral Commission chairperson, that is Simon Biamakama, said that 361,432 new voters had been registered on the national register so far. Now, he said that more than 290,220, that is 2021 applications for transfers were made, and this figure, however, does not include the learners who were listed by NERA, whose data is still being processed. Of course, he said now Biabakama said that the national register had 19.9 million voters as of yesterday, an increase from over 18 million in the 2021 general election. Okay, so there is a lot for that. And then from the comment side, somebody says here the USAID freeze shouldn't be a death sentence, and Panadol and ARVs in food. There is a huge question. Now, a 2023 paper by Arinze Linus notes that Panadol can actually cause toxicity when misused. And then another report here about Trump and the African excitement. Now, the monkey that laughs at the burning forest. There is a lot that has been said about that. And then when we get into the oil infrastructure, Total Energies Equinor reduced on low carbon investments. And also we take out OPEC Plus sticks to oil output plan. And then India approves $1.9 billion to boost the mineral supplies. That is incredibly big budget. And then the Uganda Railway Corporation seeks 100 billion Ugandan shillings for revamp and profitability. Of course, following the Auditor General's revelation that URC, or the Uganda Railways Corporation, is one of the underperforming state entities, she is now seeking 100 billion to revamp itself and release the profits. So there is a lot of details in here as you grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor. Okay, as we wind this up. Now, the URC lists plans to address the challenges. That is the Uganda Railways Corporation. And then from the business side, investors urged to prioritize manufacturing. And then the government louds Indian business community. A lot has also been written about that. Now, as we wind this up, as we head into the community news, residents seek now in Masaka. And then in eastern part of Uganda, UNEP summons Katakwi School over examination malpractice. So there is a lot that has been written about that. And then Kampala dwellers at high risk of lung cancer, experts warn. So 40,000 approximate number of new cancer cases diagnosed each year. That is in Uganda. That is very worrying. And then Hoima Bunyoro University project to start soon. That is according to Minister Bariamusi. And then Donald Trump to impose a new 25% tariff on U.S. steel, aluminum imports. There is a lot that has been written about that. And then from the sports side, finally, the Vipers, the Uganda Revenue Authority to clash in the Uganda Premier League action as it resumes. And then Ariong, they say Ariong here is staff. Okay, and how the Gazelles won it. There has all been written about that. And okay, that is it for our new vision this morning. And now let's get into the break, and I'll be returning with what is happening in East Africa and also the international update. Stick around.